Welcome again onto Krystal Voice TV. What are we talking about today? It is so simple. Be mindful of friends. Why am I talking about this topic? It is an important topic to me because I have seen a lot of people who, through friends and their actions and their deeds, have led them astray, both in their marital homes, in their families, and what have you. So I sat down upon having a conversation with countless people and what they have been through because of friends, and decided to come and talk about this today. Before I do this, I have had someone sending me a message asking, why do you always talk about the home, marriage, and so on and so forth? Listen, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to insult you. I'm here to make something straight, clear to you. I believe in a family. I believe in a home. I am nurtured from a home, in a home. I come from a home. A home is where we have peace, where we are taught how to live with people, how to live with humans. I believe you understand this. I'm not here to chastise you, but that is the only answer I can give you. Okay, then, so let's go on. So, who is a friend? We all know what friends are, who friends are when they come into our lives. Today I am talking about a particular course we take with friends who comes around us. Let's be mindful. We all have an identity. Unless, of course, you don't know yourself, you don't know your true self, then you will be misled by a friend. Some friends comes into our lives to help us grow. Others comes into our lives to ruin us. There are a lot of such people walking out there. Having conversation with people who are between the ages of 50 to 70 to 83 has taught me a whole lot of lessons about life. Ama m'ani ada hɔ. Ama mehu sɛ ɛnyɛ baby a, it is not always about where the dance is, where the noise is, we are supposed to go to. Where the noise or the dances are places we call fun. But where the sour taste, the green leafy things we take in, that will make us grow, that will take away anything regarding sickness, ill health from us, we prefer not to go there. I spoke to an elderly man who is in his 70s, and in our conversation about life and marriage, he said, the woman God gave me was a good woman, but I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. I took her love for granted. I spoke to an elderly man who was in his 85th year or 85 years, let me say. And his was, I lived with my wife and death came to take her away. And now I am single. So I pursued further and I asked, why are you not married again? At what age did your wife leave you? He said, she left me, sorry, when I was 80. And the rest of the 5 years I have lived alone. And I have seen the importance of having a lifetime wife, rib, a partner after she has left. And I also went back to the 70-year old man, and I asked, how are you living your life now that your wife is not with you? All I could hear from him was tears. It was tears, tears dripping down his face, tears. Do we all want to live in this lifestyle? No. So I ask again, what led you into losing your wife and your home? He said, my wife was a good woman, but I did not listen to her. Instead, I took everything about my home on a silver platter and gave it to the masses out there. I trusted a friend so much so that everything about my marriage, my children, was given to that friend. And he was my advisor. He told me everything, forgetting I had a mind of my own. In fact, I live in the man's language, foolishness. In fact, I lived in his language again, stupidity. I lived in complacency because everything my wife told me, the beginning was so lovely. I was listening to her, we were doing things together until I invited friends into my life. What is the lesson here? The lesson from the man is that God has given us all a head on our neck, and we should use it wisely. Yes, let's listen to people, let's listen to advice. But at the end of the day, the choice is for us to make. We shouldn't just go out there and entrust our lives into the hands of a friend. Listen, it is good to have friends, but every friend that comes into your life comes with a purpose. Is that purpose matching yours? This is a question you have to ask yourself. Are you on the same pedestal? You have to ask yourself. Do you reason alike? You have to ask yourself. Do you have things in common? You have to ask yourself. Let's look at something in Second Samuel chapter 13, verses 1 to 20, I think. The entire story I'm talking about is in this verse. This verse goes further down, but this is about Tamar and then what's his name? Absalom and Ammon. Ammon was so much in love with Tamar, his half sister. And it is a taboo to have something doing with your half sister. But because of greed, if I may use that word, because of selfishness, because of lust, he went in. He cooked a story that he was sick and requested that his uncle or his father David grant him his wish by making his half sister come into his room to cook for him and feed him on top of it so that his evil plan can succeed. He did not plan this alone. He had a friend. He spoke to the friend. In our local parlance, it is "Kyerɛ me wo nyɔnko, na menkyerɛ wo wo suban." Show me your friend and I'll let you know who you truly are. They planned it. The long and short of the story was the friend aided in the gentleman's actions in succeeding what his plan was. He ended up sleeping with his half sister, and the rest continues. But let's come back to the topic. Do you have a friend who tells you, as a married man, there are many fishes in the ocean? Who tells you this and never practices it? And you also listen and heed to it? Some friends are enemies in disguise. Sometimes your home may be blossom. Sometimes the things your friend sees around you, on you, makes him jealous because he never had that thing you have. How do I come in to ruin your life? I have to play along. I have to give you fake smiles. I have to give you false stories that will make you jump and listen to me. This is where we also lack it, especially when we have the spirit of complacency leading us. We have tickling ears. We prefer to listen to sweet, sweet words. We refuse to listen to the truth. Then we easily give in. Your enemy knows what you like, and that is what he is going to use to come after your life. Your friend can tell you, let's go and eat outside. Whilst you pay, he will not cater for the cost. 24/7 you do this. Can't you see he's an enemy? Don't you know the difference between an enemy and a friend? A friend offers, a friend lends a hand. An enemy always collects. He will give you just a little. The rest is for his selfish gain. Because he has a plan. Bible says in John 10:10, he says the thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Before he came into your life, he knew that this is where I am going to hammer on. This is where I'm going to hit the nail on, to attract your attention, so that you neglect your responsibility. You neglect the beautiful home you have been given to achieve my common goal. And he does it and wins so easily because yɛni nna yɛn ho so. We forget ourselves. We lose ourselves so easily. We are not vigilant. Because we have tickling ears, we always want to listen to sweet words. Do you know the sad aspect of life? The sad aspect of life is when you are at the age of 70, not 70, from 55 onwards, and there is no one around you, not even a husband. You struggle. Not only a husband, but a wife. Especially the men who are easily distracted. They jump onto anything they see. At age 45, at age 40, you have a home and you still try to plug the green apple out there. Whilst all the food you need, you have them in your house. Everything God created in that woman, you have it. Is this not greed that is leading you into your early grave? You would want to go and taste that green apple there. That might be deadly. That is ready to cost your life, your home. because of complacency and tickling ears. You leave all that beautiful things you started and chase after one bad nut. It ruins your home. Then you come back saying, the woman I married did not respect me. The woman I married was so loud. Forgetting you caused it with just that little thing. You allow that person, that third party of a friend coming into your life to do. And you know another beautiful aspect of it. Because that person came in with an agenda, he or she is not affected. He rather sits somewhere and laugh or smiles and say to himself, who knew? I came to destroy you. Because you don't think, you lack foresight. Living with a woman or a man is not all about tumpatum. All other things are included in building a home. And when you finish building that home, there is something called God's glory, God's peace, God's honor. That is when your children are graduating from uni or other institutions. You take part in it. You enjoy. When God blesses your children with a family of their own, it is God's glory. When God blesses your in-laws, your children and your in-law, a family, it is called God's honor. To crown it all, God gives you that ample time to enjoy the fruit of your labor. That is, if you are so careful and mindful about your life and you know who to invite into your life. And not walk haphazardly because everyone is walking. When you've forgotten that you have an identity as A, as B, you are so special and wonderfully made, created in God's image. Therefore, you have to adhere to rules and regulations regarding your life. You end up dying miserably. I did not come here to shade anybody. I came here to speak truth to all of us so that we will be mindful of the kind of people we invite into our lives. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you for allowing us into your homes. I would want to say that if you come onto this page, it is all about learning. It is not always going to be sweet words and then honey and so on and so forth dripping onto our thanks. No, sometimes we have to hit the nail right on top of its head. This is what Krystal Voice stands for. And so if today is your first time of coming onto this page, we are on all the social media handles, especially on Facebook as Krystal Voice, on YouTube as Krystal Voice TV, on TikTok as Krystal Voice. Please follow us on YouTube. Click on the subscription button. After that comes the bell icon. On the bell icon, all you are looking out for is the word I have just said, ALL. All. Just click on that one. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. Life is all about learning and knowing how to apply wisdom when it is needed. Thank you once again. God bless you and hope to see you all sometime. Until then, ciao, ciao.